Good evening, Diana.
Good evening.
How you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Mm.
For participating in my Zoom leader interview, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. First, please introduce yourself.
Yes, so my name is Diana Duarte. I'm the athletics director at Weberfield Academy, an independent school in Freeport, New York. I have been actively involved in school leadership and presented at the NAIS, which is the National Association of Independent Schools, National Conference on Alternative Revenue Streams for Independent Schools. My work focuses on innovative approaches to school finance, leadership development within the independent school sector.
Thank you. Sound very accomplished. I'm sure the students are happy to have you. Please provide a brief overview of your journey to becoming a leader. Include how did you get here? How many years have you been in this leadership role?
My journey to leadership in athletics have been marked by a strong commitment to sports, administration, and education. So before becoming an athletic director at Weberfield Academy in 2021, I worked as a sports coordinator for the public school athletic league, or PSAL, in New York City, where I played a key role in managing school athletics. My experience across different educational and athletic roles has positioned me as a dynamic leader in schools sports administration.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to ask you a series of questions now about research-based topics on leadership communication during crises and conflict resolution strategies. First question, what does crisis communication mean to you?
Well, crisis communication emphasizes clear, strategic, and ethical messaging to maintain trust and stability during crisis. Successful crisis communication is not just about delivering the information, but also about shaping perceptions, managing emotions, and managing credibility. Leaders must assess the crisis situation, stakeholder concerns, and organizational objectives before crafting messages. Different stakeholders require tailored communication strategies, considering the expertise, decision-making style, and communication medium. Leaders should communicate with clarity, avoiding ambiguity, while ensuring the message is memorable and persuasive. Effective crisis communication involves displaying empathy, active listening, and self-awareness to connect with stakeholders. Strategic use of emails, press releases, social media, and in-person briefings ensures timely and widespread dissemination of information. Organizations should have established crisis communication plans, including designated spokespersons and response protocols. Leaders should inspire confidence and foster resilience, maintaining transparency, accountability, and vision-driven messaging.
What does conflict resolution communication mean to you?
Conflict resolution communication is a structured approach to addressing disagreements within organizations, ensuring that conflicts do not escalate and disrupt team dynamics. Conflict resolution communication is not just about settling disputes, but also about fostering a culture of transparency, trust, and continuous improvement within your organizations. Understanding different perspectives is crucial. Leaders should listen attentively, ask clarifying questions, and acknowledge concerns to build mutual respect. Messages should be direct, professional, and free from personal attacks and defensive language. Constructive dialogue fosters resolution. Effective conflict resolution requires analyzing underlying issues rather than just addressing the surface level disputes. Leaders must recognize emotional intelligence in themselves and others, managing responses to prevent conflicts from becoming overly emotional. The goal is to find a solution that satisfies all parties, encouraging cooperation rather than competition. Redirecting focus toward shared organization objectives helps unite conflicting parties and promote teamwork. In cases of persistent conflict, neutral mediators can guide discussions to ensure fair and balanced resolutions. After resolving a conflict, leaders should check in to ensure that agreements are upheld and relationships remain positive.
What are challenges and strategies of delivering a message or speech effectively to a team?
Delivering an effective message or speech to a team requires overcoming several challenges while employing strategic communication techniques. Effective leadership communication is not just about delivering the message, but ensuring it is understood and accepted and acted upon. If the message does not resonate with the team, attention and retention may decrease. Poorly structured messages lead to misunderstandings and misinterpretations. Team members may resist new ideas, especially during organizational shifts. Personal biases, stress, and workplace conflicts can impact on how the message is received. Providing too much information at once may also overwhelm the audience. And without opportunities for discussion, miscommunication can go unaddressed. And some of the strategies for effective message delivery: understanding the team's background, expectations, and concerns helps tailor the message appropriately. Avoiding jargon and structuring message logically ensures clarity. Using real life scenarios and relatable stories increases audience connection. Body language, eye contact, and the tone enhance the message impact. Allowing questions and discuss foster better understanding and commitment. And then summarizing main ideas, following up with the written communication can help solidify the message. Observing interactions and adjusting tone, pace, or content ensures effectiveness.
What is crisis leadership communication, and why is it important in athletics?
Crisis leadership communication refers to the ability to deliver clear, timely, and effective messages during emergencies or challenging situations. In athletics, crisis can include injuries, misconduct allegations, facility issues, or unexpected disruptions like weather-related cancellations. Effective communication ensures the safety of athletes, maintains the trust with stakeholders, and helps manage public perception. It also provides a structural responses to minimize confusion and facilitate a coordinated effort.
It's like they say, communication is key to success.
Mhm.
It brings us to our next question. What are the key principles of effective crisis communication?
The key principles include providing honest and accurate information while maintaining confidentiality when necessary. Respond quickly to prevent misinformation and speculations. Use simple and direct language to ensure everyone understands the message. Acknowledge concerns and demonstrate comparisons for those affected. Ensure all messaging aligns with school policies and district leadership.
Yes, it is important. How should an athletic director prepare for potential crises?
You should prepare, the preparation involves developing a crisis communication plan that outlines protocols for different scenarios. Identifying a crisis response team includes coaches, administrations, and medical staff. Training staff and coaches on communication protocols and emergency response. Creating pre-approved messages for common crises, for example, weather delays or player injuries. Maintaining an open communication channels with athletes, parents, and the school community. As the athletic director, I would gather accurate information before making any statements. Use multiple communications channels such as email, social media, and in-person meetings. Follow up after the crisis to ensure continued transparency and improvement protocols.
I like the idea of the crisis communication plan. I believe if you fail the plan, you plan to fail. So it is really good that you give all your staff and coaches a plan. That's good. Next, how should an athletic director communicate during a crisis?
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the right one. I'm gonna pause.
How can technology aid in crisis communication for an athletic director? I mean, athletic department?
No.
Can you share an example of handling a crisis effectively?
Right, that's what I had. Right. An example would be a severe injured occurred during a playoff game, and parents, media, and students were seeking immediate updates. A crisis response team quickly issued a statement confirming medical assistance was provided. Assured stakeholders the proper protocols were followed, maintained athlete privacy while addressing the community concerns. Followed up with additional safety measures to prevent future incidents. This approach helped maintain trust, ensured accurate information was shared, and demonstrated leadership in a difficult situation.
Thank you. What are common mistakes in crisis communication and how can they be avoided?
Uh, Delaying the response that leads to misinformation. Have a clear protocol for timely messaging. Overloading the information causing confusion by avoiding keep messages simple and focused. Failure to show empathy can damage relationships. So they acknowledge concerns and offer support. Ignoring social media risk can spread information. And to avoid that, monitor and correct false narratives proactively.
Like they say, to every problem, a solution. So thank you for that. How can an athletic director rebuild trust after a crisis?
Good question. Trust is restored by owning mistakes and acknowledging what went wrong, taking corrective action to prevent recurrence, engaging with stakeholders through the forums and feedback sessions, reinforcing commitment to student athlete safety and program integrity.
What role does collaboration play in crisis communication?
Collaboration ensures a well-rounded response. Working with school administrators, local law enforcement, medical personnel, and media representatives ensures accurate messaging. streamlined decision-making, and a unified front during emergencies.
How do you balance transparency with confidentiality in crisis situations?
While transparency is key, some information, especially regarding student athletes, must remain confidential due to the FERPA, right? Family and Educational Rights Privacy Act regulations. It's essential to provide general updates without disclosing personal details.
How can technology aid in crisis communication for an athletic department?
Mass notification systems like school messaging apps ensure quick alerts. Social media updates provide real-time information. Cloud-based emergency plan allows easy access to crisis response documents. Video conferencing enables remote crisis meetings when needed. By leveraging these tools, communication remains efficient and reaches all necessary parties.
Media has become a great way of advanced technology and reaching the masses. As an athletic director, what are some common conflicts you encounter in high school athletics?
Uh, Another good question. Common conflicts include disputes between coaches and athletes, playing time disagreements, parent complaints, conflict between team members, and scheduling issues. Additionally, conflicts can arise between coaching staff and administration regarding policies and expectations.
What steps do you take to address conflicts between student athletes and coaches?
Mm. Well, I encourage open communication and ensure both parties feel heard. I start by meeting with each individually to understand their concern, bring them together to discuss the solutions. If necessary, I provide mediation and remind everyone of our team values, policies, and expectations to find a resolution prioritizes the fairness and team success.
I agree. I believe in teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you handle conflicts with parents who disagree with coaching decisions?
Oh, yes, tough question. Transparency is key. I listen to their concerns professionally, but at the same time, empathize with them. I would explain the coach's decision-making process and reinforce the importance of team policies and individual development over personal preferences. If needed, I offer a formal meeting with the coach to address misunderstandings, while always ensuring decisions align with school and league regulations.
What strategies do you use to prevent conflicts within teams?
Well, I empathize clear communication, setting expectations and fostering a positive team culture from the start. I encourage coaches to establish team rules, leadership roles, and open door policies for addressing these concerns. Additionally, team building activities and leadership training help strengthen relationships and reduce the likelihood of disputes.
Thank you. How do you manage conflicts among coaching staff?
Mm. Well, I mediate discussions to help the coaches find a common ground, ensuring that conflicts don't disrupt the team performance. I also promote professional development workshops on leadership and communication. When necessary, I work with administration to realign expectations and roles to prevent ongoing disputes.
What role does documentation play in conflict resolution?
Oh, keeping the records of meetings, complaints, and resolutions ensures accountability and consistency in decision making. It also protects the school and athletic department and in cases where conflicts escalate and require administrative review. Documentation is important.
Exactly. How do you handle conflict during high pressure situations such as playoff games or heated rivalries?
Ooh, I reinforce sportsmanship, expectations before the games, and prepare the coaches and players of potential conflicts. If a dispute arises, I step in quickly and de escalate the tensions by separating involved parties and applying any necessary disciplinary measures in line with school and league rules, demanding a school safety presence for crowd control, and enforcing the spectator policy.
Absolutely. That's important. Last question. What advice would you give to new athletic directors on handling conflict effectively?
Mm. I would say build strong relationship with coaches, players, and parents from the start. You set clear policies and expectations and encourage open communication and always approach conflicts objectively and professionally. Having a proactive approach prevents minor issues from escalating into major problems. And to every problem, there's always a solution.
I agree.
Mm.
So, Ms. Diana, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any last thoughts you want to share?
Um, no, not at the moment, but thank you so much for having me and asking me these important questions to hopefully help the next person to be an athletic director.
Thank you so much. Thank you and have a great night.
You too. Thank you.